What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Mike here over at Bolt Fitness, and I want to talk to you today about some nutrition tips. We're a couple days into our 4-week reset over at Bolt, so we got a whole group of people who are just working to kind of reset and kind of get into, out of the bad habits and start up on some of the good ones. And what part of what that reset includes is with cutting the bad habits is cutting out a lot of the snacking. So one of the common themes over the last couple of days has been how do we deal with cravings? What are some of the things that we can do so when we have that sweet tooth, or when we're hungry before bed, or at that afternoon slump, that little lull in between lunch and dinner where you normally get these cravings, how do we fight those things? And it all kind of comes back to a common misunderstanding of what dieting or weight loss or healthy nutrition needs to be. A lot of people think that in order to lose weight or to eat healthy, it means eating very, very little amounts of food. So it's all right, I'm going to have a yogurt for breakfast and a salad for lunch, and then maybe some chicken and vegetables for dinner. And the rest of the time, I'm just going to willpower my way through because I'm going to be really hungry and I'm just going to be motivated, and I'm not going to eat the snacks and go to the cupboard and eat the cookies that are my kids like. If you're trying to follow that strategy, not only is that probably not the most efficient way to lose body fat, but it's also going to fail because willpower is something that we don't have a lot of. We can will our way through avoiding the snacks and things like that for a couple weeks, maybe 4 or 5 days a week out of the 7, if that, and that's if we're doing a good job. Most of the time, it's not even gonna last that long, right? You may have experienced beginning of the day, you're like, today's my day. I'm gonna do this. I feel good. I got my food all packed. I got my salad, my dressing. I'm bringing it along to the side. And by the time 6 o'clock hits, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to I can't even deal with the cravings that I'm having right now. So if that's been you, I want you to pay attention to this. If that is you, I want you to pay attention to what we're gonna talk about, because I want to break some of those mindsets around nutrition. So, let's just say, for example, instead of eating a bunch of small meals and a little snack, like a granola bar or something at night, what if instead we ate breakfast, we ate lunch, we ate dinner, then what if we added a fourth meal before we went to bed? Now, you may be thinking, aren't you not supposed to eat before you go to bed? That's not really the case. Calories don't really know what time it is. So whether you eat at 10 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock in the morning, doesn't really matter. If you're an athlete, may matter. Or if you're somebody who's more advanced, may matter. If you're a normal person like me or you or any of the other people who work out at Bolt, eating at night's not going to be the worst thing in the world. The only thing it may affect is if you eat a really big meal, you may have trouble sleeping. But if you're eating something kind of small, you'll be all right. So what if instead of a nighttime snack or that a mid-afternoon snack, we had a fourth meal, right? We had a meal in between our meals. Automatically, your thought goes to, what about calories? I'm going to eat too many calories. If I'm eating all this food, how am I possibly going to lose weight? Well, that's where the misconception is, because we can still eat meals that aren't high in calories. And actually, by not eating those meals and instead making ourselves really hungry and getting those terrible cravings, we actually end up eating more calories than we may think. So let's kind of explore that a little bit. Let's say, for example, we're going to make a meal out of some that's really easy to make. It's quick. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. And it's made up of lower calorie, higher volume food, which means that we get a lot of food on a plate for not that many calories. So here, we're just going to go egg whites, okay? And then we are going to pair those egg whites with half a cup of oats for some oatmeal and some strawberries, okay? So that's a good breakfast too, right? Good lunch. Yeah, any time of the day you can have some, breakfast or dinner is the best thing in the world, right? So you can eat this meal any time of the day. But it's a great late night snack. Why? 1 cup of liquid egg whites. Right, so those are the ones you buy in the carton. Sometimes just easier than breaking them up and cracking all the eggs and wasting the yolks and things like that. The ones that are in a carton, totally safe. They're pasteurized. If you're trying to get your nutrition in check and you like egg whites, that's something you should buy. So 1 cup, 1 cup of liquid egg whites, if you pour it in a cup, looks kind of like that, right? In a regular measuring cup. When you cook that and you put it on a plate, that's a ton of food. A ton of food. And it's only 126 calories. It's kind of crazy. 126 calories is I don't know, an Oreo cookie, 2 Oreo cookies. It's crazy. So 126 calories for that much food, and it's all protein. There's no carbs, no fat. That's a pretty good start, right? Half a cup of oats could be 150 calories. right? And now when you take a half a cup of oats and you pour it and you mix it with water, you put it in the microwave for a minute and a half, and it makes oatmeal. It makes a good amount of oatmeal, right? Half a cup of oats probably make a good cup and a half of oatmeal. So that's gonna be only 153 calories. Again, since it expands and it's high in fiber and things like that, like again, really good food for you to maybe be eating if you have trouble with your hunger. And lastly, a cup of strawberries. So a full cup of strawberries is only gonna be 48 calories. I mean, you couldn't eat a pound of strawberries if you tried, and that's only gonna be, this could be less than 200 calories if you were to eat a whole pound of strawberries. So let's just throw a cup of that in there. Maybe that satisfies our sweet tooth a little bit if we get sweet cravings during those times. Especially you put a little cinnamon in the oatmeal, like you got a good meal. It's gonna taste. It's not gonna taste bad. Yeah, sure, egg whites aren't like the best tasting thing in the world, but throw some hot sauce on there and a little salt and pepper. Like you can make that pretty good. And you can even, if you wanted to get fancy and you had some time, throw some vegetables in there too. Like you're not limited to these three things, but as long as you're adding things that are lower in calories on top of it, you're gonna be fine. So, so total meal, quote unquote. 330 calories with 30 grams of protein, 32 to be specific, 33 grams of carbs, again, all from a healthy source. It's going to be a lot of fiber. It's going to be slower digesting. So carbs aren't the enemy, right? We need carbs. And 3.5 grams of fat, which is like nothing. 330 calories. And you know what? You may not be able to finish that. That's how filling that's going to be. So when we have cravings, it's like, yeah, maybe we get cravings because of habit. Maybe we get cravings because at that time of the day, that's just what we're used to. Maybe we get cravings for whatever reason. But you know when you're probably not going to get cravings? If you're not hungry, right? Like we can talk about patterns and habits and emotional eating and all those things. But there's a really good chance you're not going to be super hungry or not going to be experiencing really strong cravings if you're not hungry. So let's just find ways to not be hungry. And we can do that by eating. It's just making sure that we are eating things that aren't super high in calories. So now, like let's say instead, right, we're nervous about eating big meals because we think we're going to overeat and we're going to have, gain weight and things like that. So instead of eating that fourth meal, we are just going to just have an Oreo or two. We're just going to have a cookie, okay? 5 Oreos. Okay, 5 Oreo cookies could be 350 calories, only 3 grams of protein, so not doing a whole lot for us there. 50 grams of carbs, 48 to be exact, and 17 grams of fat. So carbs and fat are going to be much more easily stored as fat than protein is. This is going to be more calories, more carbs, more fat, and it's only 5 of them. And if you have 5 Oreos, what are you going to probably want more of? Probably want a 6th and a 7th. 1, because it's not very filling. And 2, because they taste great. Oreos are amazing, like one of my favorite things in the world. And if I have 5, I'm gonna want a 6th and a 7th, and I'm going to eat until my stomach hurts if I'm eating Oreos. So instead of 350 calories, I'm probably taking in more than that, right? So like that's this by eating a fourth meal, that's a little bit more filling and lower in calories and more quality calories. We are going to put ourselves in a lot better position because we're not, after you eat a full thing of egg whites and oatmeal, you're not going to want more of them. Like I said, you're going to be so full that you're not going to want to eat anything else. And honestly, like it tastes good enough to eat, but not so good that you're going to want to eat until you feel sick. So then, like instead, all right, I'm just going to have a little bit of ice cream, right? A little bit of ice cream, Turkey Hill ice cream, 300 calories, so it's less calories for sure. 6 grams of protein, 34 grams of carbs, 16 grams of fat. Fewer calories. But you're still going to be hungry after a cup of ice cream, right? A cup of ice cream is just like, it's not even a bowl, right? So eating just a cup of ice cream is a hard thing. And again, you're not going to be full. So after you have that ice cream, what do you want to do more of? You want to eat more ice cream, right? So you're probably going to either go back and have a spoonful or two, right? That'll bring you right over the 330 calories. Or you're going to eat too big a bowl. It's very hard to measure that stuff accurately. So instead, you're going to have a nice healthy snack. Right? We're not going to eat sweets. We're going to have a nice healthy snack. We're going to have some pita chips with hummus. You may think, again, hey, hummus is healthy. It's chickpeas, right? Cool. Pita chips, at least not potato chips, right? Now, yeah, it's probably a healthier choice, but let's look. 12 pita chips. Okay, so if we just counted out 12 with 4 tablespoons of hummus, which that may sound like a lot, but you may be able to get a full tablespoon in one chip if you're somebody who likes to be an aggressive chip dipper. right? So you'll easily hit 4, and you're probably going to do more than that if I'm being honest. Even with just 12 chips, that's going to be again 300 calories, 7 grams of protein, 27 grams of carbs, 16 grams of fat. So is that going to be a better choice than Oreos? Probably. But what's going to happen after you do that? You're still going to be hungry. There's not going to be satisfying. That's not going to be a very satiating and satisfying 300 calories. Whereas this, I bet that if you make this meal tonight, and if you have already eaten dinner, you are not going to be able to finish that meal. Which means that maybe this could be dinner, right? This is a meal that you can just make for breakfast or lunch or the other thing. So, but it could be used as a snack as well, right? Like there's nothing wrong with eating a fourth meal, even if it's a big one on a plate. If it's a low enough in calories and it's going to fill you up, like it's going to be a better option because you're going to have more control. You're not going to be super starving afterwards. You're going to be able to satisfy your hunger, which in turn will satisfy your cravings. Okay? So one more thing here, 10 ounces of red wine, which is 2 glasses, if you pour regular sized glasses. I don't know about you. I don't know if I've ever poured a 5-ounce glass of wine in my life. I'm a 7 to 10 type of guy myself. 10 ounces of red wine is going to be 250 calories. And what do you usually do if you have a couple glasses of wine? Feeling good. Let's have some cookies or have some ice cream. The stuff can add up. I'm not saying any of this stuff is bad. I'm not saying you should never have these things. I'm saying on a regular basis, if you are having food craving issues, if you are struggling where every single day it's like you're fighting this battle and you need to will your way through these certain times of the day, and most times you find yourself going to the pantry for something, plan ahead, right? Eat real food. It's okay to eat meals. It's okay to eat real food because real food is going to be lower in calories than this crap food is going to be. So if out of 7 days in a week, 5 of them, you're just eating mostly real food, and those other 2 days, maybe having a couple Oreos or a couple glasses of wine, you're gonna be okay. You can still see success that way. It may not come as quickly as you would like, but again, that comes down to cost and benefit and ultimately what you're willing to commit. But if you are committing and you do want to make a change, make sure you're putting yourself in a position to succeed. Don't try to will your way through everything. Don't try to just fight the cravings with your brain. Fight it with a plan. Have a plan and make sure that plan includes controlling your hunger by actually eating. Okay? If you need anything at all, my cell phone number is 908-741-8199. Shoot me a text message or drop a comment below, and I'm happy to help out in any way possible. All right? Thank you all very much for your time if you made it the whole 13 minutes, and we will chat soon.